Everybody, it's Beth Leavel. I just moved, so kind of forgive the disaster behind me. First of all, I hope everyone is doing well, one day at a time. As my dear friend Josh Lehman from the Prom says to me all the time, he says, "You're nailing it." So no matter what, you're nailing it. Good day, you're nailing it. Bad day, you're nailing it. So you're nailing it. Let's talk about acting. That's interesting because that probably, if you'd asked me that 30 years ago, it would be different from my answer today. It's kind of evolving, what you need, what training. Sometimes the word training sounds so intimidating, but I think training means discovering your singularity as an artist. And that I am still doing today. So I am still perpetually training because I'm a perpetual student. I also think it means, like I said, discovering who you're becoming as an artist. And but by doing that, you start to refine that craft, refine your voice, discover what your voice is. My voice changed so much when I was 26. A lot of my work involves singing and just discovering, training myself as a singer to sing correctly. That's invaluable, just to take care of your instrument and yourself and your body, but particularly with singing in 8 shows a week. Also, training to me means doing your homework. Doing a lot of homework, learning about theater, learning about the history of theater, learning about just homework, becoming smart, becoming a student of theater. That to me is training as well. So when I go to a Sondheim audition, I understand his genre, his energy, his artistry, or a Kander and Ebb, or a Jason Robert Brown, or just learning, just always learning. I think that's what training is. And I did take, when I moved, I have a master's degree in acting. Doesn't that sound fancy? It's because I was too chicken. I didn't want to move to New York. So I went, I think I'll go to school some more. But I spent 2 years training at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro with people of like mind and teachers that had been on Broadway. And that to me was so invaluable. I learned so much just by concentrating on that craft for 2 years. And I felt like by the time I finished, I was this much more prepared to make the leap and come to New York and see where that journey was going to take me. Sorry, pollen and my cat. So that's what training means to me. Ask me tomorrow. I could say something completely different. I could be like, oh, and be sure, you take care of yourself physically, which you should do as well. But I'm not doing that. I'm not running or anything today. I'm just going to sit right here and talk to you. One of my go-to things as Beth, and when I teach, is something I learned from a Meisner class I took here in the city called emotional preparation. And that to me has become so invaluable, particularly as a singer, particularly in audition songs. When you're one of 600 that are going to audition, you're singing a song that we've all heard before, what makes it singular, unique, and authentic to you. And part of that is figuring out how to emotionally connect truthfully to the song. And I call that emotional preparation. In other words, if I have to sing a song about a very sad song about my feelings being hurt, and I really don't relate to the text, but I have a wealth of emotions that will make me access my grief or my sadness. I have kids, and they always come in handy when I need an emotion. If I think about something happening or an event that happened, or with my pet. And if I just literally think about the moment right before I have to sing the song, what happened, sometimes I actually imagine someone saying something to me like, you know what, why don't you just give up what you're doing and, work at Macy's? And I don't say that out loud, but I hear something like that. And that inspires me to go, I am what I am. It's just emotional prep. And how this particular example I'm going to give you was many moons ago. I was doing a show called Broadway Jukebox, Off-Broadway. And I had to sing a song from Chess, someone else's story. I should be in someone else's lifetime. I just couldn't connect to the song. I couldn't launch it. That's what I love. Emotional prep to me gives me fuel to launch my song, to launch my storytelling truthfully, authentically, and singularly. So after doing it a couple of times, it was a kind of like a song cycle of not hit songs from Broadway shows that have closed, but really good songs. So Chess was one of them. And I remember there was the interstitials between the numbers, there would be like piano, or the host would be connecting to something. And I asked one of my fellow storytellers, I said, would you do me a favor? Before I sing someone else's story tonight, during the interlude of connecting and him talking about the history of chess, I said, could you just come up to me and whisper in my ear and break up with me? It's kind of like an acting exercise. And he came up to me before I did the song, while my friend Ed was doing a narrative, and there was the prelude to the song, and he let me have it in my ear. And by the time he left, I was so full of hurt and anger, not Beth, as an actor, that I have never sung that song better. And people were like, what happened? And it was like ding, 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 ding. I finally found a way to personalize it. So even though my friend Rob couldn't be with me, if I be with me every time I sing that song, I still hear that dialogue. And I'm ready to sing because I've been fueled. And then I'm ready to launch. Does that make sense at all? Good. Just blabbering. It's so interesting. If you ask 90 different actors, you're going to get 90 different opinions. Therefore, the one that rings truthfully to you is the one that works. And I remember searching for the best way to act. It's like, what is the answer? What is the one thing? What do I need to know? There is not one thing, in my opinion. And again, I'm still learning. With each show, I learn something about myself as an artist. I learned some really cool things. I learned some bad habits that I still can't let go of. And again, I find joy in being a student until I am no longer wanting to do this anymore. That changes every day too. If I would say, what one piece of advice would I give to any actor, but particularly one that's starting out, I think I've kind of suggested it, to discover and embrace your singularity. There's only one me. There is only one you. So I learned to stop apologizing for that and really just embrace it. Embrace it. And another piece of advice I would give to you is you got to work hard. You got to be a professional. And last but not least, please be kind. Please be kind. It's a fabulous, frustrating, remarkable thing theater is. And for all its ups and downs, I wouldn't trade 1 minute of it. And I hope your journey is thrilling, exciting, and singular, because you're nailing it. Hang in there, everybody.